when you visit a place, it sometimes miss some things, but when you rethink about your visit, you realize that there are some things that you might have not really looked at. And it's good that sometimes we have pictures and videos. And this is what I'm going to show you. In this video, I'm showing you about my trip to Canada. It was one of the most adventurous visits. And I'm quite sure you may pick a few things and learn a bit about what I saw and how proud I was to be in Canada for the first time, and how I became so near to the USA, the country that I wish to visit. I've always wished. I hope I will one day. The USA is one country that I want to go. But first, look at what I saw in Canada. Here it is. This building is in Hamilton, Canada, and it is where I stayed for a few days while I visited my son. It was a pleasant place, but although the weather was not that good, this little sunshine that I got gave me the opportunity to see a bit of town, and I went and saw all the boats there, visiting around, and seeing the buildings, and the literature written within the buildings is surprising. It gave me the impression of the dominance of the British history that we have read about from my African history in Africa. I have learned that the British Empire was so great, but I'd never imagined it to be that great. I saw it for myself, that Sir John Harvey in 1775 to 1852, he was in Canada. That is amazing. So the British were everywhere on this world, except where they shared with the French or the Portuguese, who had a few countries that they also colonized. But the British were the biggest colonizers. So in Toronto, which is the capital, I became so interested to see a lot more things, and my son got me on the Hope bus to see the town. As you can see the pictures. I did not have a good camera then, but I think what I did was sufficient enough to tell a story that I'm telling you now. It's quite beautiful riding on the bus and looking at the buildings, the tall buildings and so on, with the tour guide telling us stories about how Canadian history and their main sport. I've forgotten what it is, but there's a lot that you could see in town. And there, I wanted to be in this way it's written Toronto, to make sure that there is no mistake anyone can say I was not in Toronto. I was there. Then my son gave me the opportunity to taste what they call a teeny. It's an iced coffee. It's a delicious drink that I've ever had. It's cold, but it's very delicious. If you ever get a chance to get to Canada, ask for one. I enjoyed it. As you can see, I was enjoying it. And also the views in Canada and the feeling of being in Toronto. BabaCobby in Toronto. Wasn't that amazing? Look at the beautiful buildings around me. That was a very surprising or most exciting experience for anyone from Africa like me. I only read about Canada at school, but here I was seeing it for myself, first hand. I was in Canada, and during that time I had worked for a company that was based in Toronto Stock Exchange, and I saw the name of the company, and I was convinced that at least I've seen so much and I had got so much to tell to my friends and workmates. Then the exciting boat ride that my son got into. As you can see, I was riding on a boat. This was probably one of the first boats that I've ever had a ride in. And seeing the CN Tower there, a very good view from the boat of Toronto. The CN Tower and many other things. Hey, I was so excited. I was really honored to be in this place at that time. The CN Tower. One day, if I go to Canada, I would like to go up there and see how it feels, or how it feels from down, like I did at the Eiffel Tower in France. France, I need another visit, just as I would like to visit Canada again, and I'm sure I will. This was an experience, but not before we saw more. The boat ride has taken us around, because it takes you for a distance around in the water and it turns around, then you come back, then you see views. Unfortunately, I got the view from one side, and I was sitting there next to my son, and he kept on getting some things for me to eat. Then I got to the Niagara Falls. The Niagara Falls is an amazing place that anyone who goes to Canada has to go. And within that area, I got to get to this place where there is a sign for pedestrian walk to USA. This was the nearest place I got to the USA. Like I said, I wish to go to the USA one day. But meanwhile, I enjoyed the Niagara Falls. Standing there, I could see the waterfall into some hollow depression and making all that noise. I really enjoyed it. I knew the Niagara Falls from my history and geography lessons at school, and the Great Lakes, Lake Ontario, Lake Huron, and so you can see I really know my history. But then the Niagara town also gave me some impression. I wanted to see around and to get the feel that I was next to the USA, the cowboy country. I got the cowboy hat to walk around in town and see the town with the feel of that I've been next to the USA. And I tell you, the USA is one of the greatest countries that I would like to visit, apart from Russia, which I think I may visit, and China. Those are places to go because they have been developed to an extent that we have not seen much. I want to go there and see what they've done so far for their people, and I hope that we in Africa will develop some places just like what is happening in Burkina Faso, what never happened before. It had never happened before, but that was good. There you are. You heard my story. Thank you for watching. I'm BabaCobby.